Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 25 online gameplay. Today we got the Arizona Cardinals and the Kansas City Chiefs. Despite the look of the jerseys, I do have the Cardinals and not the Raiders. My opponent has the Chiefs, and he has AJ Jenkins flipping over, I believe, Patrick Peterson. And if AJ Jenkins did that for the 49ers, I think they would have kept him. But this was an unranked game, so there's a little bit of messing around going on in this game, testing stuff out. This was a sub game as well, and this guy was actually really good too. And we were both just, going, I would say like 75%. And the other 25% was being used to test stuff out. But for the most, I mean, it's not like I'm trying to lose or anything. But I am trying to, figure out this pistol formation for the most part in this game. The halfback pass is definitely not working that well this year. You see I get hit for like the millionth time running it. I've only gotten one good halfback pass this whole year. But what I do want to talk about this game is not so much about the game itself. It's about the actual NFL and some of my predictions for the year. I'm going to be doing a two-part thing on this. Today I'm going to be doing NFC predictions, like what I think is going to happen in the NFC this year, and tomorrow I'm going to do what I think is going to happen in the AFC. So for today, the NFC, I'll just break it down division by division what I think is going to happen. Starting off with, well, the Cardinals division, why not? The NFC West, probably the most beast division in the whole NFL this year. And that is headlined by the 49ers. The 49ers, as you all know, in Madden are pretty cheesy, but in real life, they're damn good as well. And they're set. Probably just go to the NFC Championship game this year. They're that good. You can just say that. They're definitely making the playoffs. They're definitely going like 13-3. The defense is still unbelievable. Whether Kaepernick takes a dive in year 2 or not, who knows? But, I mean, Alex Smith made that team go 13-3 2 years ago. So I have no doubt that they're going to go like 12-4, 13-3. The Seahawks, I feel like they might take a little nosedive. And look at this. I just throw it to Larry Fitzgerald. He went offside, so it's like, all right, let me just give it to Larry. And Larry Legend does the rest. But the Seahawks, I feel like they're going to take a slight dive. Not a dive that'll make them miss the playoffs, but I feel like they might go 9-7. I want to say that in my head that they might take a slight nosedive from last year, but at the same time, I really don't want to doubt Russell Wilson because anybody who's ever done that before in their lives has usually been wrong. So, I don't want to be that one guy that doubts Russell Wilson and is wrong again. But I don't know. I'm just not that confident in what the Seahawks are gonna do this year. I'm not sure. Maybe Russell Wilson gets better in year 2, or maybe they go 16-0 and I'm an idiot. But that's just the way I feel. Agree or disagree with me. I'm not exactly an expert. I'm just doing these videos out here. And the Rams, moving on, the St. Louis Rams, I don't know. I'm not that confident in them. They're probably gonna go 6-10 or 7-9. Whatever they did last year, probably gonna do it again this year. Maybe even worse. I don't see them getting any better unless Sam Bradford actually shows flashes of brilliance why he was the #1 overall pick. Because so far it hasn't been that great for him as we give up a long run to Jamal Charles, and my defense not working out so well in this game. But yeah, I don't see the Rams doing that well. And the Cardinals, I definitely don't see them doing that well. Their offensive line is a complete mess. It's basically the same thing it was last year, which was pretty much the worst offensive line in the NFL. Now they lost that through Cooper for pretty much the whole year. They're garbage now. And Carson Palmer, is anybody really that confident Carson Palmer's gonna turn the franchise around? I'm not. Will he get him an extra win this year? Maybe. Will he turn the franchise around? Probably not. Maybe Larry Fitzgerald wins them a game. Because we all know Larry Fitzgerald wins the Cardinals at least one game a year. So he'll probably do that. And besides that, I don't know. Cardinals, They're probably going to go like 4-12 or something like that. Moving on to the next division, the NFC North. That's an interesting division because last year they had 3 teams that could have made the playoffs easily. The Bears were probably going to make the playoffs if Jay Cutler stayed healthy. Still finished like 10-6, I think. This year, I think the Bears are going to do the same thing they've done the past few years. They've finished like 9-7 and 10-6. Maybe nothing better than that. I mean, I don't see them doing anything worse than that, but anything better than like 9-7, I don't know. And they're probably going to be on the cusp of making the playoffs. But the division is definitely out of reach because the Packers got that in the bag. As I throw a pick 6 right here. Pretty bad read, and I'm definitely getting my ass kicked right now. But yeah, Packers are probably going to go, I don't know. Packers are probably going to go 11-5 or something like that. But at the same time, you never know. The Packers are kind of sketchy this year. They're one Aaron Rodgers injury away from their whole season falling apart. Because if they don't have Aaron Rodgers, that team is wrong. That team's just gonna go like 6-10. But I don't know. One major injury on the Packers, and who knows. But right now, injuries aside, I see them going 11-5. The Vikings this year, I see them taking a nosedive, as do most people, but, well, like half the people out there. But I'm one of the people, but I think the Vikings are not going to repeat the success they had last year. That AP's not exactly going to hit 2,000 yards. Is he going to be a beast? Probably. Is he going to hit 2,000 yards? Probably not. But otherwise, they still have Christian Ponder on the team, so that's just worth nothing. And their defense, I don't know. I just see them going somewhere like 6-10 this year. I don't see them making the playoffs, especially with how much better some teams have gotten, like the Seahawks and stuff like that. I don't see them like getting into a wild card spot, or even like the Bucks or something like that. And the Lions, they're probably gonna go like 6-10 as well. I don't think they're gonna do exactly as bad as they did last year, because last year was kind of a rough year for them. They lost a bunch of close games, lost people to injuries, and they kind of improved this year, but not that much. And they're probably gonna get Jim Schwartz fired by the end of the year. But that does it for the NFC North, and now we move on to the NFC East. NFC East is definitely the most wide open division in the NFC, because any of those 4 teams can win it, and that's what happens every year. It seems like someone's always alternating the division crown. The Giants might get hot. It's all about whether the Giants get hot or not. If the Giants get hot, they're gonna win the division at the end of the year, or at least make the wild card spot. If not, then you have to look at the Redskins or the Cowboys. And I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical about how the Redskins will do. I feel like their defense overachieved last year. I'm not sure they'll be able to keep up the same level this year. Maybe Mike Shanahan's just that good of a coach and they keep the Redskins in the division title. But I feel like this year's the Cowboys' year. And usually I'm not one of those people that hops on the Cowboys bandwagon like that. Well, actually I hate the Cowboys, but I'm like, as far as predictions. But I think the Cowboys might have the division this year. And look at this comeback I'm making, by the way. Get a touchdown right here with God knows who the running back is. I just don't like playing with Mendenhall, so I put this guy in, and he gets us a touchdown here. And we came back from a lot of points down to take the lead here by 1 point at the end of the third quarter. So, out of nowhere, when I was getting blown out, I just randomly came back. But I do think it's going to be the Cowboys' year. The Giants are probably going to finish second in the division like they usually do, with that 9-7 record all the time. It's always a 9-7 record, and maybe they make the playoffs, maybe they don't. And I'm not that sure they will. I'm kind of skeptical about their defense. And as a Giants fan, you think I might be thinking, oh, Giants are going to go to the Super Bowl. I'm a realist. And I'm kind of negative in my realist vision as I give up a touchdown here to Alex Smith. That's kind of depressing. But, the Redskins, they're probably going to go like 7 or 9 or 8-8. If they have an RG3 injury, they're definitely screwed. And the Eagles, I like to think the Eagles are going to improve on offense, but at the same time, I don't even know who the hell is their starting cornerback on defense. So I don't know what they're doing on defense, and I have no confidence in them on that side of the ball. So they're probably just going to hit like 6-10 or 5-11 on the year. The South, or who knows, maybe their offense might not even be that good. The NFC South, the last division, as we throw a pick here. Big play there, because I decided to test out that route to Larry Fitzgerald, and it definitely did not work. I didn't think 39 would be able to keep up that well. I thought if I pass precision it a little bit, he would not follow the ball that well, but his 65 overall came through right there. But the South is pretty interesting because all those teams usually finish decent the past few years, and it seems like all the teams made some sort of improvements except for the Panthers. But the biggest improvement was the Saints. And I think the Saints will be winning the division this year because they have Sean Payton back, and they even have Rob Ryan on defense. I think that'll be enough to get them to the division. The Falcons, I see them taking a slight step back from where they were last year. Seems like that's what the Falcons do. Their defense, they lost Abraham, they lost Grimes, and Dante Robinson, so they're a little bit shaky on the defensive front from where they were last year. And they won a lot of close games last year, so they might lose 1 or 2 of those close games that they won last year. And they're probably still going to have like a 10-6 record, probably still be a wild card, like the way it used to be Saints and Falcons battle for the division and then the other wild card spot. But I think the Saints will get the division this year. The Bucks, I want to think the Bucks are going to make a move for the playoffs, but at the same time, they had Josh Freeman at quarterback. And last year, Freeman was good for a month, and then for the last month, he was bad. And I don't know. I just don't see them going all the way. I see them going like 6-10 or something like that. But maybe if Revis is Revis and that defense is actually as good as it sounds with Deshaun Golston, Gerald McCoy, and all of them, they can easily be a playoff team. So they could be one of those teams that makes the jump. The Panthers, I think they're not making a jump at all. I think the Panthers are gonna go like 4-12. A lot of people have confidence in what they could do. Or Cam Newton and all that. Cam Newton's like has the time good, has the time bad. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of bad Cam this year. That's just the way I feel about that. Even though they got a beast in Luke Kuechly on defense, I feel like they're just going to suffer through like a 5-11 or 4-12 season. And hopefully fire Rob Rivera at the end of the year. But that does it for my predictions here. And that also does it for this game. I ended up losing by 7. So hope you guys liked the game. Leave your comments in the comment section or whatever. I'll try to get back as much as I can, your predictions. Make fun of me for my predictions. Do what you gotta do. Subscribe if you want to keep up with more Madden 25. And I will catch you guys next time.